Good evening and welcome everybody. How are we doing on this Wednesday? Hey, why am I clapping when I got this? It is Whiskey Wednesday. I hope y'all are having a great day today. I have. So let's get this party started. Let's see what we're going to be talking about today. How about that? Again, this is Questionable Sports. Let's get started with I'm on Twitter at Questionable Sports 8, YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now watching Questionable Sports, TikTok, Questionable Sports, and now on Twitch, Questionable Sports. So those are all the social media accounts I'm on. So if you feel free, if you have any of these, follow me on them if you don't mind. If you do have YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Trying to get on up to 50. We're at 43 as of earlier this morning when I checked. So today, like we got a lot to talk about, but we do got the draft show. Like I said, we're going to talk a lot about the draft today. Scotty should be joining here shortly. So we're going to have games to watch. What do you think? Kind of one of my favorite subjects where I get to ask y'all what y'all think. I'm going to, of course, give you my opinion, but I'd like to see what y'all have to think as well. We got a draft simulator. We're going to go through only 1 through 12. We're not going to go through all 32 teams because we'll be here all night. So we're just going to go 1 through 12. 12 is the Cowboys pick. So we're just going up to the Cowboys pick today. Question of the day. In between all that, the draft simulator, I'm just going to drop the question of the day in there. So y'all just let me know. Important dates. And of course, this is my show. So I have the last word. With that being said, let's go and get this party started. I got to take a shot. And this is whiskey. If there is a whiskey company out there that wants me to sponsor them, please hit me up on questionablesports.com. Or at not.com, at yahoo.com. But cheers. I will I will drink it. But if they don't have to be whiskey. It could be tequila. It could be vodka. I don't know about gin. I did gin when I was younger and I can't do that shit no more. Um so it could be a cognac. It don't matter. I'm drinking, like I said, straight whiskey. Cheers. Oof. But I do have my water. So just in case I drink a little bit too much. So starting off, let's go on with games to watch. We got NBA. We got the Kings and the Mavs playing at 9 o'clock on ESPN. This is a what do they call it? A play-in tournament for the playoffs. If the Mavs win, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, they go home. That's at 9 o'clock tonight on ESPN. Right now, you got the Heat and Bulls playing at 6:30 on ESPN. I actually got the game on right here next to me. Go look real quick. Um, I was looking at the starting lineups for both teams. I don't like know one or two people on there. Maybe because I don't really watch the games as much as I used to. But at the same time, like I was thinking when they were doing the lineups, I was like, back when I was watching a lot, every team had um a superstar, somebody not necessarily a superstar, but a really good player on the team. Now it's just like they got a bunch of average players on all these different teams. I think that's what's not the not NFL. The NBA is kind of fucking up. Hey mom, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Coach, thank you for joining. Um, let me scoot this over. It's not scoot over all the way so I can read the chat. There we go. Emma, thank you for joining the show. Daddy, at the end of the show, can you say how many days until Easter? Okay, I will. Victoria, thank you for joining. A shot of water on the rocks. No, I don't need no water on the rocks. I'll drink that on Sunday. Hey, I forgot. I didn't even transition to the what you call it. Y'all over here. I'm over here talking, and I don't even have y'all seen what I'm seeing. I clicked it, but I didn't click it. If you know what I mean. So, but yeah, there we go. We got the Kings and the Mavs at 9. Heat and Bulls 6:30. NASCAR. I'm a NASCAR fan. Sorry, this weekend there's no race because of Easter weekend. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only reason why. So no race this weekend, but they will be back next Sunday. NHL games. We do have the Stars starting up right now on Victory Plus. If you have the app, it's easy. Download the app. Enter your email address. I mean, you got to sign up. Enter your email address. Verify your email in the email, and then you can watch the Stars game every game on TV. So yeah, so it's very easy. But once the playoffs, which the playoff starts for hockey April 19th, once the playoff game starts, they're going to be on NBC, TNT. They're going to be on regular TV, so you'll be able to watch them. more of the stars if you like. And again, I always say this: watch hockey. I love hockey. Hockey's fun to watch. I don't see why a lot of people don't get into it. Maybe because there's a lot of people can't skate because I can't skate, but I do like the fact that they hit each other, they fight each other. So that's just my opinion on hockey. You do have the Red Wings and the Devils playing at 6:30. I put that on there because I know Scott's a New Jersey Devils fan. So um, baseball, Rangers are starting right about now. They're playing the Angels. They won yesterday. If you have Spectrum, they're on channel 305. It's their own Texas Rangers network. They're actually on other networks too, but I'm not sure what channel that is. So just look it up, see if you have it on your cable network. They also have the Royals and Yankees playing on Prime Video. If you have Prime Video. Oh, why'd I go backwards for? And UFL. I don't know if any football fans out there who still likes watching football. Again, with the UFL, it's not you can tell the difference between the NFL and the UFL. Of course, uh, UFL is kind of like a semi-pro. I want to say maybe a step above semi-pro. It's not necessarily like in baseball terms, it's not double A, it's triple A. Like you're like right there on the brink of getting to the big leagues. But you have the Battlehawks versus Renegades Saturday on 11:30 on ABC. So they're actually playing in Arlington here. Um, and then you have the Showboats versus the Panthers, Michigan Panthers at on Friday at 7 o'clock. So Friday night, you ain't got nothing to do. Pop open the beer, watch some UFL, watch some Showboats, and some Panthers play each other. And you know what's crazy? Like I'll watch them, and I'm like, oh, I remember seeing him playing in the college, and they're like 5 6 years out of college. And you're like, dang, at least they're trying to do something with themselves, not just sitting there, not doing nothing with their lives. I guess you could say. So let's see. Do you remember Kelby Bellware? Yes, he coaches the O line for the. Oh, does he really? I did not know that he coaches the O line for the Renegades. I do remember Kelby Bellware. Kelby Benware. What did he do before that? I'm trying to think. Was he was doing something, Coach? Wasn't he? So you watch UFL, Mom? Yeah, there's some good games. You know what's upsetting sometimes is you could tell sometimes the discipline's not there or the lack of discipline is not there. And they just little stuff that I'm just like, golly, if you just did this, or maybe they don't have enough time practicing. He coaches with me at yeah, I thought, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I didn't know he was there. That's pretty cool. Hey, tell him to get us some tickets to the game. Let's see. But yeah, moving right along. The next thing we're doing, Scott, like I said, Scotty should be joining us pretty soon. Um, oh, next thing we're gonna do. What do you think? Like I said, this is one of my favorite things going on right now. Besides my one of my favorites when I put a shot on it, but I only do that during college football season. So I do 4 questions. Each question, I mean, if you want to give me your opinion, that's great. If not, that's also great. You know, you can just listen to what I have to say. I don't mind. I don't mind talking. But cheers to everybody who's joined so far. Question number 1. What do you think of Tyron Smith retiring as a Dallas Cowboy? You know, I thought he was one of the best left tackles out there. Don't forget, he started off at right tackle, and it's when he first started off his career, and he was damn good. But they needed somebody to protect Romo's blind side, so they moved him over to left tackle. Oh, for sure, coach, for sure, first ballot Hall of Famer. I think he'd be eligible in 2030. He'll be eligible as for to be a Hall of Famer, if I'm correct. I could be wrong, but yeah, he's him and Zach Martin, who just retired the other couple of months ago. They're both going to be on the first ballot Hall of Famer. But yeah, he was probably one of the best left tackles we've seen in such a long time. Especially, let me just say, I'm not going to say of all time because there's going to be somebody out there. Oh, why does he keep doing that? You see how I keep blinking in and out? Maybe I don't have enough lighting. Oh yeah, they will go together. That is going to be awesome. So that year when they had the Hall of Fame game, or the day before when they had the Hall of Fame, I'm definitely going to be tuning in because there's going to be 2 Cowboys going in. Um, but it one thing that made him so great. How many times can you remember them calling a false start or holding or anything like that? I mean, and on top of that, when you see him get out to go make a block, if they had him going, you saw people just move out the way. They just didn't want to be in his way. Like, no, I'm just gonna get out the way. Hey, that'd be pretty badass. Going up to Canton, Ohio, that'd be pretty badass. Um, but yeah, it's like you would see like corner safety, linebackers just getting just manhandled by him. But that's the thing too, is like it's not even just them. He would do that to defensive ends, defensive tackles. So it's just like he was just that strong of a player. Hey coach, my mom said. She just saying hey, I guess. So I'm glad he retired to the Cowboys. It was kind of disappointing to see him in a Jets uniform, but he wanted to play another year. Let him play another year. I kind of listened to his retirement speech today, and he was just talking about he wants to be able to wrestle with his kids, move around and play and stuff like that. DeMarcus Ware made him a beast. Well, they went together against each other all the time. So imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine having to block him every day. Imagine DeMarcus Ware having to go against him every day. You know what I mean? That's just crazy. That's best on best right there every day at practice. So, uh, but that was a good one. That's like I said, I'm glad he retires a Cowboy. Um, Question number two: what do you think of Nico saying he's still okay with the trade of Luca? It makes me more angry. I think I know what it is. I changed the sensitivity of the camera, so I need to change that. I need to change it a little bit. I'll change it back next time. I'll fix it tonight before I get off because I'll forget. But there's a question. I had one of my buddies send this question in. He was like, um, "Who will Nico trade NFL edition?" So if Nico were to trade somebody in NFL, let's say Nico was a GM for the NFL, compare the trade of Luca and an NFL edition. And I was thinking about that. I was like, man, that's a good ass question. Who could be that? Now Luca's not the goat, so you can't sit there and say Patrick Mahomes. You know, or I'm talking right now. Don't go sitting there saying somebody back in the early 2000s. Don't say Tom Brady or anything like that. I'm talking about players that are right now. And I was thinking maybe, I'm sorry, Allen. I can't even think of his first name right now. Buffalo's quarterback. What's the Buffalo's quarterback, man? What's his first name? I can't think of his first name. I know it's Al. Josh. Josh Allen. I'm thinking maybe like a Josh Allen more trading. They trading Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson for Deshaun Watson. Uh, yeah, because Deshaun Watson's been getting hurt. That's it. That's all he's been doing is getting hurt since he got that big ass contract. Now he doesn't have the trouble. Anthony hasn't had the trouble that Deshaun Watson has, but Josh Allen for a Baker Mayfield. That's a good combination right there. I think that's perfect. 'Cause I was thinking Josh Allen. I wasn't thinking, Luca's up there. Luca's a great player. Right now you still have LeBron in there, so LeBron's going to be the GOAT. Um, you still have um, no kid, no Jokic, no kid. I can't say his name either. You have him still there. Giannis is still there. So you have all them guys that are still there. But I think, talking about the NBA real quick, I think the NBA Lakers are going to be actually kind of fun to watch with Luca there. Not even like I wasn't going to watch no Lakers game because I'm not a LeBron fan. Not saying I'm hating on him. I'm just not a LeBron fan. Um, but with Luca there, Luca's going to have them. They're going to put some points up. I don't know if they're going to stop a lot of people, but they're going to put some points up. I was reading an article the other day. It was about a week ago. I'm not going to say the other day. It was about a week and a half ago. They were saying that the Lakers defense is probably going to be one of the worst defense in the playoffs. But if you're putting up points, if nobody's stopping you, you don't have to stop nobody else. I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up. So yeah, that's my take on that. So, but yeah, that's a good one, Coach. Question number 3. What do you think of Travis Hunter saying he wants to play both ways in the NFL? My opinion, I think that's not a good thing. NFL was it's top notch. It's top notch, and you don't want to be a jack of all trades. You need to be a master of one in the NFL. Now I get you're great at both positions. I get it. I say pick one and then do the second one if the team needs you, or if they got a couple of special plays for you. But don't go in there like, no, I got to play both ways every all game because you're gonna lose money because you're gonna end up getting hurt. We see all these players get hurt all the time. Don't ruin your career because you're trying to be prideful. That's my take on it. Don't be prideful. I totally agree. I think he should play defense and be in special packages on offense. I totally agree. I think he's a hell of a corner. He's small, but he is a hell of a corner. I don't know if he's a great kickoff or punt returner, Coach, because they didn't really put him on that at Colorado. I mean, he was already on the field a lot, but I don't know if he's that great of a kick returner, punt returner. So if it was my team, if I was a GM or whatnot, I would say, hey, we want you as a corner. We'll put, like you just said, we'll put you in some special packages on offense, but you're not going to play the whole game. We need you to play because the NFL they need you 100% every play because you're going to go against the fastest son of a bitch on the field damn near every play. You're going to go against the quickest motherfucker. You're going to have to tackle the biggest guy on the field. So yeah, trying to do that and trying to go on the offense and run route full speed. I know you did it at Colorado, but you can half ass run and still outrun some of them players because they're not going to go into the NFL. What up, Scotty? Thank you for joining.
Hey, what's up?
That Scotty's here.
I'm
I just asked a question, Scotty. I'm gonna ask you right now since you just joined. So,
All
uh,
right.
as I'm doing, what do you think? So, what do you think of Travis Hunter saying he wants to play both ways in the NFL? Now, I'll give
Yeah.
you I'll give you my take real quick so you can get your thoughts together. Um,
Okay.
I said I don't think so. Coach in the chat said he needs to play defense and then have special packages on offense. He also said kickoff and punt return, but I don't ever haven't remember them having him on kickoff and punt return. So I don't know how great he is on that. But I said just focus on defense because you're going to have to go 100% every time. You're going against the fastest person, the tallest person, the quickest person on the field every play. So it's not like I was saying when you had got on, is you can go half ass against some of these players in college because they're not great athletes or they're not going to make it to the next level. When you get to the next level, you're playing the best of the best every play. So that's my take.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I kind of agree on the same lines because he actually had a visit with the Giants, and they actually asked him that question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he always, he obviously always says he wants any team that asks him, he wants to play
Both
both
way. Uh
positions.
huh.
The Giants said no, we could play. I think most teams are more interested in him playing corner.
Mm-hmm.
As Giants say, no, we play corner, and then we can have a package, so for you to come in
Yeah.
every once in a while. But yeah, like you said, college is not like the NFL. Like the amount of information you have to learn,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
plays, offense and defense. It's college you like cover 2, cover 3. They don't do anything too fancy
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, I think it's gonna be hard. I think he'll change his mind
Yeah.
maybe once the season starts or practices start. I mean, like I said, they could have a little package where he come in.
Yeah. See, but the thing I think about with what's different with the NFL, like I was saying, one, you're not playing 12 games. In college, you're only playing 12. NFL, you're playing 17. So you need
That's
you
as if you don't make it to the
yeah,
playoffs.
yeah. But I mean, you're going to the Giants. They probably go to the Giants. So
I don't know. All the ones I've seen and have the Browns taken them too, but
oh yeah. I mean,
the
right
Giants
now there's a lot of
are
scenarios right now going out right now
in talks with the Browns, possibly trading up.
to get them. So
I don't know if they're necessarily going to get him, or I know they're pretty interested in Abdul
Abdul
Carter.
Carter. So,
Yeah,
but but yeah. So that's the take on that. That's I mean I totally agree. I just think you in the NFL have to take care of your body because it's not as easy as it is in college. The last question and the one that's a lot of people have been talking about. Question number 4. What do you think of the Tennessee and Nico situation? I think that's crazy. I think the Tennessee kind of took a step in the right direction, not giving in because every college has been giving in to these kids, and I don't mean no disrespect when I call them kids, but they are 18, 19, 20-year olds, 21 maybe, but they're still young
yeah,
and they see money, they get greedy and it's showing. And and it's not necessarily their fault too because when these teams or these boosters and all these players are people out in the woodwork are just throwing out this money, you're gonna hey shit fuck it, I'm gonna take it. So I'm glad that the Tennessee kind of put their foot down and said, hey, all right, you're not gonna just put us in this hostage situation.
yeah. He was getting what I think two. I think they
2.2
offered him 2.5. Was it?
was it?
And then he asked for 4 for next year. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think, especially with Tennessee standing up, I think it's one step closer to um, what they call collective bargaining, basically
Yeah, yeah,
um, having contracts, and that would make it harder for. That would also help with the transfer portal issue. If you're under contract, you can't just hop in the portal.
yep. See, that's what I was talking about too. We were talking about that the other day. Is like they said he signed this contract. Yeah, it was his dad's doing too.
They,
His
yeah,
dad
they
was
can
going,
sign
huh?
the contract, but the NCAA said they're not going to enforce anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. They said they have a contract, but these contracts don't mean nothing. So what's the point of writing up a contract saying, "Oh, I'm going to pay you this for the next 3 years," if it doesn't really even matter?
Yeah,
Coach put it's his dad's doing. His dad. It was his
yeah,
dad's doing. I'm sorry, Coach. He always makes fun of me because I always read his chat wrong.
yeah,
uh,
and also
Go ahead.
that'll also help with issues like that where the parents are negotiating the contracts
Yeah.
in the future. If they do go to collective bargaining, they'll actually be agents like in the NFL that will
Well,
do instead of their uncle or their dad or whatever.
somebody who don't know nothing about it.
Yeah,
Also, well, that's why a lot of these schools now, and we talked about this a while back, are doing GMs now.
yeah,
They're hiring these GMs to run everything. Coach said they need to make players NILs have stats and incentives. If they don't hit certain stats, they don't get paid. I don't. I'm not. I guess you could say don't get paid, but I think you want to say bonuses. That you have get bonuses. That's what the NFL does. They
yeah,
hit certain stats, they get bonuses. They win a
yeah.
certain amount of games, they get a $1 million bonus or something like that. So yeah, I mean that's not a bad idea either. But um, like I said, we're gonna move on because we do have a draft simulator to go through. Um, the last thing I'm gonna say about the Nico thing is I've seen that a lot of teams ain't got a market right now for him right now. I think
Yeah,
his price is too high. They went up too high and nobody wants to pay that. Not for a quarterback who
no.
was mid tier. This is what's crazy. Tulane don't even want him. Tulane.
Yeah, only they can afford them.
Yeah, that's true. They can't afford that. They're not a big name school, so I don't know why they would think Tulane would want to go, or why somebody would put Tulane in the mix. I'm not sure if somebody said something, or his dad may have said something, but yeah, Tulane can't
Yeah,
afford it.
maybe they're interested in him, but if he's if he wants that kind of money, I don't know if anyone's gonna pick him up.
Yeah, and then wasn't it Dan Lanning who got kind of told, hey, he's going out here looking for money or looking for a team,
Yeah,
coach out of Oregon. So he don't want him. So
yeah,
that just tells you. I mean, these teams, I think they're starting to. At least these coaches are starting to open up their eyes. These players, these colleges are starting to open up their eyes and saying, hey, you know, you're a good player, but we got another team. We got a whole bunch of other players that are great too that we need to take care of before we can take care of you. So, but moving right along. All right, what we're gonna do is um, we're gonna do a little mock draft. Me and Scotty. Um, Let me switch over to this so you can see what we got going on. So this is the mock draft here. So we're gonna go through the 1 through 12 only. We're not gonna go through all of them because we'll be here all night. So this is something that me and Scotty are just going to be, kind of spitballing out here. We're not going to sit there and be like, this is for sure. We're not experts. We don't get paid to do this shit. We're just doing this for fun. So feel free to give me your opinion. Let us know what you think. I actually have this other thing here too. It's a draft day predictor, and then you can pick any player or any position, and like say Aston Gentry. They got him ranked the fifth best player. He's going to go around the sixth round, which is the Raiders pick. Could he?
uh,
But
seven.
we
Yeah,
don't know. What'd you say?
the seventh is the Raiders.
Oh, they got them at six here.
Oh wait,
Let me look. No, Raiders are six. Jets are seven.
okay, yeah,
So, um, so that's So if y'all have a player that y'all want to know what about this player? Where you think he's gonna go? What about this team? There's a team out here that you want to know about. Let us know. Eagles. They're probably gonna draft a kicker. But Baltimore. If there's another team that we don't get to that you want to know, let me know. We'll get to that point. I'll just do like a kind of auto thing or whatever. Um, I was gonna do a what if, kind of do that, but I'm gonna save that for next week, which we're gonna be live next Thursday, not Wednesday. We're not gonna do a show Wednesday. We're gonna do a Thursday live draft show. So you're gonna have our reactions of everything that goes on, who gets picked. You're gonna hear me talking. I'm gonna be drinking. So Scott's gonna be on here. Scott, you gotta get on earlier because the draft starts at 7.
yeah. I'll be up.
So but yeah, so feel free, let us know. So let's see. The 13th pick. I know more. I can't talk. I know more about sports than you wants to know the 13th pick. All right, we'll get to the 13th pick. You want to be a jackass? Who's the 13th? You want to know who the Dolphins pick? Damn it. All right. All right, Scotty. So
Safety.
first pick, Tennessee Titans. Who do you think they're going to go with?
I think it's pretty obvious they're going Cam Ward.
Yeah, I think I already had the bump finger on the draft button with the Cam Ward pick. I think Tennessee, but they've been terrible with their quarterbacks. Every
Yes,
quarterback they picked, I don't remember
yeah,
them having a good quarterback in such a long time. Remember they had Vince Young,
yeah,
and they did bad for him.
uh-huh.
Um, and they still don't have an offensive line, so I'm gonna feel bad for Cam Ward. I'm not gonna say he's gonna do bad next year. I think he's back. He's gonna be better than Caleb Williams, but their offensive line is terrible. If they don't get no
Yeah,
help in this draft, I feel sorry for him. Go ahead, Scotty.
yeah, agree.
Let's see what Michael Young doing lately. Michael Young is I don't know. He's probably doing baseball things. I don't know. I haven't heard he's doing anything. Cleveland Browns. Now this is the one that kind of is going to set up. I think the draft a
Yeah,
little bit because they're
it was
going
set up. Yeah,
three
because it was
different
set up
ways.
who the Giants take too. I think.
Yeah. So the Browns either going to go with Travis Hunter or Carter, or and this is the third one that's going to be way out there. I'm throwing it out there is Sanders, and I don't think they're going Sanders.
No, I don't think so either.
So, but they need a quarterback. They do need a quarterback. So, are they going to trade up again into the? Now, this is one of the things I was going to do a what if, but I'm not going to do a what if. Or I'm going to throw it out there, but we can answer this next week. What if the Browns trade out of the second spot, drop down a couple of spots, and then pick up a quarterback? Maybe Jackson Dart, maybe Shador Sanders. You know,
Yeah, possibility.
you say that what?
I said, yeah, it's a possibility. I know
Yeah.
the Giants are in talks with him right now.
So yeah, maybe they switch with the Giants and pick up.
That
Uh,
way, the Giants can take either Hunter or Carter.
yep.
It would be up to them.
But who do you think they're gonna pick? Let me see if chat said anything first. Who do you think the Cleveland Browns are gonna pick? Uh,
I have Travis Hunter.
you have Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
Um,
for the Browns.
Travis Hunter. I think that's a good pickup. They've always been about defense, and I actually thought I was like, what about? I thought about Carter, but I was like, I don't think they're gonna go Carter. They just signed Myles Garrett to that big contract. And granted, it'd be great to have two great edge rushers coming at you. Imagine playing Cleveland and having two great edge rushers coming at you. But
Yeah,
you can't. I think you can't pass up on Travis Hunter. He is one of a kind of player. He's probably one of the best. Let me look what they got him over here. Travis Hunter. They got him the second best ranked player.
yeah.
Mel
He's
Kiper's
number
got him.
2 overall.
Yeah. So you can't. I think you can't miss with that pick. So all right, Scotty, since the Giants, I'll let you make the pick for the Giants. What do you think?
I think if Browns go Travis Hunter, I think they're gonna go Abdul Carter.
So if Browns goes Travis Hunter, they're gonna go Abdul Carter. And that's kind of if they do that, that's kind of been their MO for this offseason with the defense. They focus a lot on the defense.
Yeah, they have pretty much a whole new defense.
Yeah. So I mean
I think
that's
if they do draft Abdul Carter, I think they will use Kayvon Thibodeau, who's their edge rusher right
yeah.
now,
Uh-huh.
as a possible trade
You think so?
later on.
You probably maybe come back into the first or maybe get a because I don't know if I don't think he'll get back. Well, they got to add some more if they're going to add that to the. But they could probably get like a third for him. If, yeah, I think
Yeah,
a third because they're going to have early pick in the third round. Um, now the Patriots. Patriots need offensive tackle, receiver, edge, offensive guard, cornerback. There's a lot out there for them. Me with them needing help with the offensive line, I was going to say Will Campbell.
yeah, that's who I have too.
So um, Jacksonville. I don't really care about New England too much. I don't really hate the team. I've never really hate the team, even when Tom Brady and them were all there. I just don't really. I don't know something about New England. I just don't really care about. So I just like.
Yeah,
So I just
I
don't
just
hate the team, but
I just like that Eli Manning beat him twice.
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in the
Uh,
Super Bowl.
yep. Jacksonville at the fifth pick. They need DT, tight ends, corners, OTs, and receiver. Um, I don't know if they'll go Mason Graham because they do need help everywhere else though. But do you
Yeah,
think they'll go Mason Graham?
that's who I had.
That's yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I know. I know. And I've seen everywhere, not everywhere, but I've seen a lot of mock drafts that have them going with him or going with them. He's a really good player. But when I see even the tackles of for Michigan, I always think of Mozzie Smith. That's who the Cowboys got, and he hasn't panned out at all. But Mason Graham is supposed to be way better than him. So more power to them. But Jacksonville is a team that needs a lot of help besides defensive tackle. So um, that might be who they roll with.
Yeah.
Now here's another one. We're going to the sixth pick with the Raiders. This is a one that they need cornerback, a running back, a receiver, safety, and DT. They just got their quarterback with Bridgewater.
Yeah.
So Dion's already said he wants Shador to go to the Raiders. So I don't think they're going to pick up Shador. I'm going to tell you that right now because they just signed that contract with
Yeah. I don't think so.
Bridgewater. So I don't see them going quarterback. Gentry's already been there. He did a workout with them. They do need receivers, so I thought of the Arizona receiver McMillan, but I'm leaning more towards
That's a little high for him.
huh? You
I
think
th
it's
I think that's a little reach for him at
at
number
at 6?
6.
Well, I think he if you need a receiver, I think he's probably one of the top one or two receivers in the draft.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, but this draft is actually we talked about this before, Scotty. Is this draft is actually one of the craziest one. It has a lot of running backs, a lot of corners, a lot of DTs, and a lot of offensive linemen. They don't have a lot of superstars like receivers,
Got a lot of,
quarterbacks,
yeah.
safeties, and they have a couple of good safeties, but they don't have a lot of them of those big names like they normally do. So
Yeah.
this is what makes this draft a little like a lot of
There's a
people. Go
bunch
ahead.
of edge rushers
Yeah,
too.
bunch of edge rush. Yes, there is. So if that's what your team needs, you're going to get some of those. But there's not a lot of big names. So like when they get to the Cowboys pick and the Cowboys pick somebody like offensive tackle, people are not going to be happy because they want somebody like a Gentry. I can't even say Gentry. I'm terrible with names. But Raiders, I actually think they're going to go running back. What do you think, Scotty?
Yeah, that's what I have.
All right. We got the Jets. Jets need a lot of help too. Tackle, DT, receiver, tight end, and quarterback. Their quarterback this year is going to be Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Now, are they going to go Shador Sanders? Because this is a place where Shador could go. This is one of them spots that they might pick up the quarterback. Or are they going to go with the Missouri tackle? So what do you think, Scotty?
I had tackle Membao, I guess is his name.
Yeah,
I'm
out of
not sure how
Missouri.
you pronounce it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ahmad Mimbo. So we're gonna go off with the tackle. I'm gonna take a picture of this and save it so we have it on here so we can see how good we did, how much we know.
Yeah. Well, this is
Carolina.
I'm sure there'll be some trades and stuff.
Oh, I hope that's what actually makes the draft fun too is when they do have a trade
Yeah.
in the first round because it makes more excitement. But Carolina, they need a lot of help, but so
Yeah.
not one player here is going to help them right off the bat. But they need corner, a center, safety, edge, and receiver. Now this is where the first corner is going to come off the board with Will Johnson. I think they're going to go corner. That's my prediction. What do you think,
Uh,
Scotty?
I don't know. I have edge Jalen Walker
Oh, you got Georgia.
going to
Let's see what
Carolina.
the prediction is. Where's Walker? Jalen Walker. They got him going at 8 with the Panthers. And where's that corner at? What was that corner's name?
Tyler Warren? Oh wait, no, that's tight end. Cornerback Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Oh, they got him going later on than the 49ers. So we're gonna go with the Walker linebacker out of Georgia. Now we got the Saints coming up. A guard, receiver, corner, edge, and running back is their top needs. Another one who might go quarterback because Derek Carr is still hurting with the shoulder.
Yeah.
But do you want to put that situation on yourself? Do you want to put yourself in a situation where you have Carr, but then you pick a quarterback, and then when Carr gets healthy, because he's not. I don't think he's gonna be. He might be ready by the time week 1 comes around. So I don't know. I'm thinking they may go
Yeah.
maybe receiver or corner on this one.
Here is where there could be a possible trade,
Okay.
I think.
Who you
'Cause I
think
know
they're?
that the Steelers are interested in Sanders too, and I don't. He won't be on the board at what are
20.
they 21? I think.
Let me see who's.
I think they're 21.
Yeah, I'm looking at the quarter of the teams right now and who might need a quarterback. Seattle might need a quarterback because Bears are not going to need one. 49ers are not, unless they're not going to sign Brock Purdy. I don't see Cowboys picking up Sanders. Dolphins still got Tua.
I mean, I think he'll go at number 9. I just don't know if it'll be the Saints or if Pittsburgh will trade up.
So you think if there's not a trade, do you think Saints are going to pick Sanders?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, they got them going. They actually got him. Sanders going at 6 or at 9 with the Saints. So he don't go on the 6 with the Raiders, like I was saying earlier. So we'll put the Saints with Shador Sanders. Now we got Chicago Bears and the Caleb Williams Chicago Bears. They need off the tackle another a running back, safety, edge, and linebacker. They need a lot of help on the line. Because
They
golly,
need yeah, I was gonna say they need an offensive line. So
Kevin Banks for Texas, out of Texas.
yeah, I went with Kelvin Banks.
I said Kevin. It's Kelvin. You're right. San Francisco. See, now San Francisco it's one that's just like I just don't know what they're doing over there. They let their whole team go, damn near.
Yeah,
So they need a whole new team, but they need DT, corner, linebacker, edge, and offensive guard.
yeah, they
Maybe Stewart at A&M or
yeah. I have Will Johnson, cornerback from
okay, that's a good one.
Michigan.
That's a good one. I can see that because they do need a corner.
Yeah,
See now in the past when Cowboys didn't have good corners, I was like, please let Will Johnson drop to the Cowboys. Please let him. But the corners this year or in the last few years, we've had some pretty solid corners. So I wouldn't be uh I wouldn't be too crazy about it or be like, oh no, I want that corner to drop to the Cowboys because there was years I'd be like, oh we need corners, oh we need safeties, but they would not invest in them at all. Now they're starting to see how important that those are. It's crazy. All right, we're here to the
yeah,
Dallas Cowboys. Go ahead, Scotty.
that could be another possible trade too,
It could
because I
be.
know Seattle needs a corner too. They were 18, I believe.
Oh, let me see. I'm looking right now.
I think 18.
Yes, 18. Yep. So you think they'll come up to the 11th pick?
It could be.
So now we're at the Dallas Cowboys, home of America's team. Um, Now I've always said this, and I've said this to you, Scotty. The Cowboys have been their best when they have um, an offensive line. When they have one of the best offensive lines, they've always had a great team. I think their
Yeah,
defense is solid enough. They're not top notch, defense, but I think their defense is going to be is better than the defense we've had in the past. And I think if we just work on that offensive line, Cowboys can get back to that promised land. I'm not worried about getting a running back right now. I know there's a lot of people out there with what's it, Amorion? What's that running back's name? Out of uh, uh, uh um there he goes, Hampton out of North Carolina. A lot of people have the Cowboys picking him up. I don't think they need to pick up a running back. If you look on this,
yeah,
if you look right here, I got the running backs list up right now, Scotty. Look at
yeah.
this
I got
list
it
right
up
here.
here.
You got Omarion Hampton Trayvon Henderson, Ohio State's running back, he's going to go in the second round. If he's there in the second round, pick him up. Wait to the second round to get a running back. Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson, this running back out of Iowa, really good running back. How you say Keyshawn Jenkins or how do you say? Another Ohio State running back, really good running
Yeah.
back. Scatterboo's going to be. He's going to be there in the third round. If you can wait, if he's there in the
Yeah,
third
he
round,
dropped.
pick him. I know you Texas fans don't like him, and trust me, I think he's a diva. I seen him play. I seen the way he yells at his linemen, yell at his players. I think he might be have a bad attitude, but he's he plays hard. He plays hard. And there's a sleeper one, Scotty. There's a sleeper running back that people are forgetting about. Not last year, but the year before. Were we not just talking about Odie Gordon II out of Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
He is a good running back. Oklahoma State did him wrong. The offensive line sucks. Don't sleep on him. I think
Yeah.
if he's there in the third round, pick him up. He's fast. He's quick. I think Oklahoma State did him wrong. So
Yeah, I have him going like in the late second round.
Gordon,
Yeah.
yeah, and look, and they have him ranked 125th overall. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the ninth best running back, and I think don't sleep on him. He can be really good. So, um, I'm not worried about getting an offensive lineman right now, or not offensive, a running back right now, because there's some good running backs in the draft. We've already said this before. So, what's left on the board right now, and knowing the Cowboys, they might go best available, and it might be a receiver. To be honest with you, it's either going to be McMillan or Matthew Golden out of Texas. You know, they don't need a tight end. They're not hurting on tight ends. So, but
Yeah.
if I wanted a receiver, I think I would go with the Arizona receiver. Tall. He's not a speedster. He's not a guy's going to get open, down the. He's not CeeDee Lamb, but what he is, he kind of reminds me, if there is a cowboy that you could kind of put him together, it's like a Dez Bryant, but maybe I don't know if he's going to be that dominant. How am I saying? Am I saying that wrong? I'm saying it wrong. Dominant.
Dominant.
There you go. Dominant. As Dez was, but maybe he could grow into that. Who knows? But I think he's a great receiver. If you want a speedster though, or a little quicker running receiver, maybe Matthew Golden. But I think if you already have a fast receiver like CeeDee Lamb, a quick one, you don't need two of them. You need one who's going to get open in the end zone, the back of the end zone. Somebody when you need a 3rd and 7, when you need just a jump ball. I think the Arizona receiver is who I was go with. What do you think, Scotty?
Yeah. I think that's who I have. I think if they're going best available, it'll probably be McMillan.
And on top of that, like and this Cowboys, I bleed blue, but they need a lot of help. It's just not this one receiver is going to make it a huge difference. They're going to need to draft some offensive linemen. They're going to need to draft some linebackers because our linebackers can't stay healthy. They're going to need to draft some ends, some defensive ends, some defensive tackles. A running back. So they need a lot of help. But at the 12 position, I think it's a good position because you can get best available. You've already got the best of the best already gone, and you do need a lot of help. So just drafting the best available, I think is going to help a lot. So I'm going with McMillan out of Arizona. So
Yeah.
last, and somebody said they wanted us to go to 13. Miami Dolphins, they need an offensive guard, defensive tackle, safety, and linebacker. If I was them, I'd go offensive line. God dang, protect Tua.
Yeah. He's getting knocked around pretty good.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, if I was them, I would go offensive line for sure. And maybe Tyler Booker out of Alabama. That might be a reach. Maybe this is another possible trade if they're going to go offensive line. You know what I mean? Because they could drop a couple of spots and not have to worry about one of their our offensive linemen getting picked. So,
I mean, there is one out of North Dakota State.
oh, Gray.
Greg Zabel.
Yeah. Do you think he?
Yeah,
I mean, that's another one.
possibly.
Yeah. So, but if I was Miami, I'm going offensive lineman. I'm picking offensive lineman. I'm not sure which one they think is better for them. Who they think is their go to player. But I'm going offensive lineman, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, both of them.
Either
Booker
that
or
or there's a tackle, Josh Simmons,
yeah,
also.
yeah. So I mean, hopefully they go offensive line. So, but I'm gonna go with Booker. Just he's the first offensive lineman that you off the board. I mean, not off the board, but tops. So, but yeah, we got the top 13 here. Um, I think it's gonna be a fun draft. I think it's gonna really put people to understand football a little bit more because you don't have the superstars like we were talking about. And what makes it fun for me is when I see these guys go off the board, I'm like, and then they show the highlights. I think, oh, I remember that game. Oh, I remember seeing that. So so that's what makes watching college football so fun. So when you get to this point and you see them get drafted, you're like, damn, I remember that when that happened. So, uh, but yeah, I forgot. I was going to do the question of the day and I forgot. But anything you want to say, Scotty? When I transition to the next screen, anything
Um,
anything about the draft? Oh,
I don't think I have anything else really.
all right, we're gonna have. It's time for the question of the day. Where y'all at, chat? Haven't been talking. Question of the day is: What do you want your what? Well, not what. Who do you want your team to draft? It doesn't matter if you're not a Cowboys fan, if you're Eagles fan, just let us know who you want your team to draft. We'll come right back to that. We're gonna move on to important dates. Again, Major League Baseball already started. They had their opening day March 27th. All this is going to be redone again after the draft. Me and Scotty are going to take a hiatus. I'm gonna rework everything again, and we'll be back probably about June to start talking about what's going on in basketball playoffs, hockey playoffs, baseball still is going to be going on, and of course we're going to start getting ready for football. We're going to start in July. They're going to be start practicing, starting up. We're going to be talking a lot of football. So I know I'm excited. Scotty's excited. March Madness already happened. Congratulations to Questionable Sports who came in first place. That was you, ladies and gentlemen. NFL dates, free agents opened up March 2nd. We're already seeing all that happen. Guess what? Aaron Rodgers still hasn't caught a team yet.
Nope.
Draft opens the 24th. We're having a draft show April 24th. It starts at 7 o'clock. I will be on live. Scotty will be here too. I'm staying on the whole night, the whole 3 hours. I have a little drinking game that I like to do for the draft show. Scotty he said he'd probably be up to the Cowboys pick, and then he says he's gonna jump off, but it's fine. So that's the important dates we got going on. But jumping over to back to question of the day. Uh, hey mom, how you doing? Thanks for still being here. Question of the day is: Who do y'all want your team to draft? My team, Dallas Cowboys. I've already said it before. I'd rather them go offensive lineman because I like when we have a dominant offensive line. But if they're going to go best available, I think McMillan is going to be a um, real good for the Cowboys. Scotty, you're a Giants fan. Who would you want?
Yes. Ideally, I would like Cam Ward, but I know that's probably not going to happen. So, second, I think I would take Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. I mean, you can't go wrong with Travis Hunter. That's the thing. Like he's going to be a great player all around. Hopefully, he can stay healthy because that's what it's going to be. I know more sports. I know more about sports than you said. Cowboys should draft a new owner. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. And trust me, when something happens to the old owner or the owner we have now, Jerry, I just don't think his son's gonna live. It's gonna be great. His his son is just terrible.
Yeah.
So, um, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Mr. Rogers on the kids channel with the Reds. Oh hell no, he is not a people person. He's
Uh-uh.
he is not a people person. So, but moving right along, the last word, of course, we're at 43 of 50 subs. Please pass the word on. Let's get this up to 50. Um, so we can move on to the next section because after that we're gonna move up to 100. But the next show is next Thursday, a week and a day from today. Today's Wednesday, so next Thursday, draft day. Big excited. I know I'm gonna be on my phone all day, looking on ESPN, see what's going on, see if there's any trade talks, see who's going to be who they're talking about number one pick. They start the red carpet, I think, at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there. So on NFL Network, there's 141 days until NFL kickoff. College kicks off in 128 days. That's what I'm more excited about. And don't get me wrong, I love NFL, but I could sit all day and watch college football. So, anything, Scotty, before we sign off?
Oh yeah. I don't know
Oh,
if you talked about it or not today, but Colorado retired Shador Sanders' number today. I think it was today.
they retired his jersey already?
Yeah.
What? He just got out of school. He ain't even. Oh, okay. I think that was a little too soon. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they're doing that. Maybe he did that because he ain't gonna be there long. Think about it.
Maybe.
Think about it. He's gonna jump ship. Florida State next year. They probably went to Dion this year and he said, no, I'm not gonna jump this year. Wait until after my sons leave. Wait one more year. Then he's gonna go to Florida State.
Oh,
Think about it. Um, I actually forgot, Scotty. I wanted to ask you about what the GM has said about in this press conference.
yeah. The Giants GM had a press conference today, mostly draft related. Of course, a million questions about quarterback. Um, Basically, he said that from what he's been saying and the moves that they made over the free agency makes me think they're not really sold on Sanders, which makes me think that's why I don't think they're going to pick him up. Because he said he's happy with the two quarterbacks that they picked up, and he doesn't want to be backed into a corner and forced to take a quarterback if he's not balled in on him. So
Yeah,
basically that's the short of what he said.
yeah,
Like
I
I
got
said,
it.
he got to ask the same question 100 different ways and about quarterback and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
he said he didn't want to be backed in the corner and forced to take a quarterback if he's not
See, what's
sold
crazy is
on.
like we said before, with he's trying to save his job, so he's in a
Yeah,
win.
they both are. Yeah,
Yeah, so they're in a win now. They can't sit there and like hope to draft somebody and not be a good player. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think that's why he was trying to say he doesn't want to be backed into having to pick a quarterback because he's basically going to have to draft somebody who's unproven in the NFL, and
yeah.
he doesn't want to do that. So, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please next week join us as we do the NFL draft live. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have I don't know what we're gonna eat, but we're gonna eat something. I like to eat. So I'm excited. Scotty, I hope you're excited.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining today. Let's all have a good evening. Let's have a good night. Have a good weekend. Oh, before I get off, I got to let y'all know there's 4 days until Easter. My daughter told me to tell y'all that. So
Yep.
y'all don't forget it's Easter on this Sunday. Good Friday,
It
this
is.
Friday. Um, so Y'all
New
have a
York.
great evening, great weekend. Be safe out there. Don't forget to drink. Don't drink and drive. If you do, stop, drink, then drive. So thank you, Scotty.
All right. See ya.
See ya.